I stopped that one up, didn't I? I thought I'd paused it and I'd stopped it altogether. So I'll make that one part 1 and this will be part 2. Okay. So I don't have to lose all my words. Okay. As I was saying, I was going to some meetings and they were called Adult Children of Alcoholics. And the way the message that I kept on getting about how to deal with my personal issues there, it was based on the lines of John Bradshaw. I don't know if you've ever heard of John Bradshaw. He was very, very big in the 80s and the 90s. He used to hold inner child workshops. Very big in America. Well, he's American, so he's very big in America. But anyway, I've got tapes and videos and everything that I love. Well, I haven't got a video machine anymore, but anyway, I truly believe in his style of work. And that is to allow the emotion to come up as it needs, to deal with things appropriately, to guide myself through or have someone guide me through the different stages, etc., that one has to go through when dealing with these sort of emotions, etc. When I was speaking with my support people, they don't speak of anything like that. Well, they didn't speak of anything like that. And if anything, that's, to me, I've got to think about my words quite clearly here. When I think of mental illness as in PTSD and depression, PPD, etc., I automatically think of that wounded child within, that wounded part within. Now, I'm not saying that this is what it is. It's just what I tend to think of. It doesn't always pan out to be that, but in between it can. My childhood, as I've already shared, was so vicious and so violent that all of my siblings, we all agree that it was a childhood that no child would want. And it was not a childhood that each and every one of us chose to not give to our own kids. And as far as my knowledge, we didn't. God. When I first got sober, I wrote five or six things down each day that I needed to do. And one of those things actually was like prayer, meditation, reading, writing, exercise, and a meeting, to go to a meeting every day. I didn't care what the meeting was, but I just go to a meeting every day. But I always seem to come back to the Ovaries Anonymous shit. I always come back to the children of alcoholics. For some reason, it just really bit me in the core. It just got me right in the core. So when I hear people say things like, oh, your memory may not be the same as to what it was, because it was 20, 30 or 40 years ago. Maybe ask your siblings and see if they had the same. I bet you all remember different things. And I actually had to say to her that I have had an opportunity to be able to ask my siblings, and they have all mentioned back to me that it's pretty much the same as what they experienced too. But when I come back to those issues of the violence in SA stuff, sexual abuse stuff, that honestly puts me in a whirlwind, puts me in an absolute whirlwind. That's probably why I'm sort of struggling over my words. I was just thinking before, sorry, I'm just going to let you know. I was kind of thinking before, why is it I'm struggling over my words? Why am I I feel like I'm kind of juggernauting all over the place, and it feels like I've got 3 or 4 different stories all happening at once, but they all seem to relate to me. Of course they would, I'm the one sharing it, but finding some kind of balance in it, it can be very, very bloody hard. It really is very, very hard. Again, I watched a video on that young boy or young man that was in the army, and his dad got him down off the window and talked firmly with him, and then he had to go. And well, this one is where his father has died, and he's carrying the ashes in an urn. Now, I don't know if this is all set up or not. It seems realistic. It seems quite realistic in the sense that something like that would make me break down. It really would. Rehearsed or not, it would make me break down. I think I'd be quite disappointed if I found that the whole thing was just let's get some points from the community. It'd be quite sad. I mean, here I am doing my best to be truthful, be honest. I've had panic attacks on here. Bloody struggled over words because of PTSD. Like I'm struggling over words right now. I had this idea of what I was going to share all day. I had it in my mind, thinking out how I'm going to do it. But it's just come out completely different, completely the opposite. I'm a lot more damn tired than what I expected. But yeah, it's manipulative, it's cunning, it's nasty. It kills people. Mental illness kills people. I don't understand why someone in a position in the welfare sector would say to someone, you're probably not remembering it correctly, and if you were to ask your siblings, I bet you'd hear something different. Well, I don't know. I might. But my mum knew that everything was pretty all over the shop. She definitely knew. She said to me one time, and I've shared this too, that we were watching Once Were Warriors, and she turned and said to me, "Is that how you kids felt about me?" And we both were very, very upset and crying, etc. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I've gone blank. I had all these lines, Ute lines all bandied in my brain, and now I'm just going blank. Going absolutely bloody blank. So I'm going to lie down on the lounge and go to sleep. I can't even be bothered going to get into bed to go to sleep. Even though I've had a much better day today, I've needed to reassess, I suppose, in a way, what I'm actually doing at the moment. And I have a book that I've had with me for many, many years. I started, well, for most of you that know me, I started going to the gym when I was 12. So I've written everything down that I've done at the gym since I was 12. And I call this book my diary. It's like my gym diary, but I write anything and everything down. And I came across the things that I did when I first got clean and sober. And I did share that briefly just before, but I didn't really give much dialogue around it. I think I'm going to have to start that again, doing that. Doing what I've been doing, it might be good, might have suited to a degree, but I need more. There has to be more out there. And as much as I truly do believe in inner child work, as much as I truly do believe in doing John Bradshaw work, it's almost like there's something there that I'm not quite grabbing, I'm not quite grasping at the moment. I'm sort of sitting here in silence in space, and I seem to just be zipping off into my own little tangents in my mind. Well, it's not going to help me at all. So I've shared 25 minutes or something. I think that'll have to do. Maybe next time when I get these urges to actually sit and pick up the camera and start talking. And I think somehow when those urges come, I need to just stop and do it there and then. Stop and do it there and then. Yeah. Nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. Yeah. There's a lot of things I'm grateful for. I don't know what I'm going to share about that's funny tonight. Camping. I'll finish on this. Camping. I cannot stand bloody camping. I cannot stand it. All you've got is a million flies and mosquitoes and a million bloody ants to carry everything away to. Not to mention the bigger animals that jump up and get your bread and everything. Anyway, we went camping one night. And Kelvin had asked, or my boy's father had asked, one of his mates would he like to come. He said, yeah, all right. He said, we can put everything on the back trailer. And then my boy's father said to me, so what do you want to take? So I chose the most ridiculous stuff to take. So I said to him, I don't want to go, I hate it. He said, I need you to come. I need you to come and help with the boys. I said, oh, great. Anyway, so, on the trailer. What goes on the trailer? The treadmill. I'm not sure where I was going to plug it into, but the treadmill went on. The stationary bike. I'm not sure what it was going to get plugged into, but it had to go. All these hand weights, all these various things. He'd pick them up and say, why do you want to bring this? Just because I do. We're going camping, you told me this is what it is, so there's anyway, got all this bloody stuff there that we don't need. And even his mate went, what the fuck, why have we got a bloody treadmill getting on the back of the thing? And I just looked at him and laughed and said, I don't want to go. I'm hoping he's going to get cranky with me and not want me to go. But anyway, we get there and the boys go, we're going to get out on the motorbikes and we're going to go. So everyone, or nearly everyone, went biking and left me and a couple of the little ones to organise everything. Me, put up a 12-man tent, you can't be kidding. Me, get everything ready. Not happening. So I sat down for approximately 6 hours while the boys were off yahooing and having a wonderful time bloody motorbike riding. When they got back, which was just after dark, they said to me, why isn't everything done? And I said, because I'm not going in behind there where it's all dark. It's too dark for me. I won't work where it's really dark. Nonetheless, the whole time we were there, if it got dark, I wouldn't do anything. The first night we were there, it peed down rain like you would not believe. And I thought, God, we're going to end up in the creek that we were sleeping next to. But no, we didn't. It just ended up being a lot stronger, I suppose. But me being me, trying to be as feminine as possible, I needed to go to the toilet. So I asked my boy's father, come for a walk to the toilet with me. It's Australian in the morning. He said, I'm not going out there, it's too bloody cold. I said, come with me. I'm not going out there. I'm scared of the dark out there. I'm not going out there. And he said, no, I don't want to. So I got the shits up and I walked around twice outside, and I don't know how this is going to come across. I thought I'd be really clever and do like a half-standing, bent, squat type thing and have a wee while I was at it. And as it turned out, instead of going where I thought it was going, it went straight into my Ugg boot. Oh, God, it's embarrassing. Anyway, poured out my Ugg boot. I went in and I said to my boy's father, I've got a problem. What's that? I said, I've peed in my Ugg boot. He said, I thought I was having really, what you call it, directional squatting, but it wasn't. I was peeing in my boot. And we both burst out laughing. When I got home, well, by the time I got home, I had to wash the old Ugg boot and give it a good soaking and clean it out properly. And even then I cleaned it out a second time. I've never been camping since because I fucking hate camping. God almighty. I don't give a bugger what the occasion is. I don't care. I just will not go camping. Can't stand it. Anyway, I better get off. Take care.